Rather than speak to you from our studios, I've asked our camera crew to come to my home. We will be talking about the importance of God's original design for families, and in fact His promise for how any society or nation can remain healthy and prosperous for generation after generation. It was just a year ago now that I spoke to you over a 5-day period about the state of our culture. With a deep concern for the society we are handing to our children, I called it a perfect storm. Remember that a perfect storm is a situation in which multiple storm systems hit all at once, and in most cases, a person who is caught in a perfect storm is unable to survive. And I shared the story of one of my hockey players, Dylan, who at age 20 took his own life last year. Dylan had so much to live for. He had incredible potential and was so capable and fun, but Dylan got caught in this perfect storm and came to a point where he saw no way out. And he is not alone. So many young people are just giving up. And Dylan faced all 4 storms: diluted values, a failing faith foundation, the storm of media dominance, and the wild new storm of personalizing technology. In the next few weeks, you will meet 4 young people that are willing to stand courageously for God in the midst of these storms. One of them is Dylan's sister, Nicole. She is one of the most courageous young ladies I know. But this week, it is important to speak about our response to the perfect storm. God intended families to be the basic cornerstone of strength for any society. And if an enemy wanted to bring a nation to its knees, it would strategically weaken the family. And unfortunately, it can be done without lifting a gun or a sword. And that is what our enemy Satan has done. He has caused us to justify viewpoints and make decisions that have systematically resulted in the destruction of the most important building block of any nation. We're going to ask you to help us build what is called a vortal. Yes, a vortal. And this is an internet term coming from the concept of a vertical portal, or vortal, as it's called. It is simply a gateway to information related to a particular topic or interest. And here, we will pull together the very latest and best information and tools for families, all in one place, so that using technology, we can help refortify families all over the world. Later in the week, my youngest daughter, April, will show you an experience she and I had with a similar vortal as a dad and daughter, and you will immediately see just how powerful this tool will be. Now, we cannot recognize this treacherous time in our culture and not respond. Last year, we asked you to invest in the concept of internet TV, and your generosity provided the funds that we used to build Crossroads 360, launched in December. And I'm hoping by now you've had an opportunity to use this site and share its content with others. It used to be that if you were watching something on TV that you knew would be helpful to a friend, you'd have to call them and say, "Turn on the TV and watch." But what if they weren't at home? And Crossroads 360 allows you to take that same segment and send it to that friend in one simple step so that they can watch it later and at their convenience. And you know, it remains permanently for them online, so they can refer back to it as needed. Well, you helped us create this very, very powerful platform, and it is working well. But Crossroads now needs to take one of our most ambitious steps ever: the massive task of refortifying the family. We intend to become lifeguards for families, the method God created for young lives to be prepared for the very storms you and I know they will face. And we are going to ask you to help us again, this time to raise $1.1 million to build a powerful vortal for families. Part of this work includes the creation of a new set of documentaries to help parents understand some of the biggest challenges their teens are facing. These have been difficult topics, actually, for churches to deal with and for families, and we will help by tackling them head on. The series will include mental health and the perfect storm. It will include sexualization of teens, suicide, bullying, addictions like alcohol, drugs, and technology, violence, and the importance of a family to a young person. And over the next few days, you will hear my thoughts about what we can and indeed must do as parents and grandparents to help our children and grandchildren navigate the difficult conditions of our culture today. And as usual, I will speak to you frankly about the situation as I see it. But we will need your prayer and financial support to make all of this happen. And I hope you'll call us and give with intensity. Now, the problems of our youth are so very complex. And you know, they're multiplying even as I speak to you now. Yet, the solution is far simpler than most people realize. In fact, the Bible reveals to us exactly what needs to be done.